Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive into life's big moments with practical advice and a warm, friendly vibe. Today we're tackling a topic that's heavy but incredibly important: the financial to-dos after the death of a parent. Losing a parent is one of the toughest experiences we can go through, and amidst the grief, there are practical steps we need to take to manage their financial affairs. We know this isn't easy to think about, but we're here to walk you through it step by step in a way that feels manageable and clear. So grab a cup of coffee, take a deep breath, and let's get started. Step 1. Pause and prioritize emotional well-being. Before we dive into the financial checklist, let's take a moment to acknowledge the emotional weight of this moment. Losing a parent can feel overwhelming, and it's okay to give yourself time to grieve. There's no rush to handle everything immediately. Some financial tasks can wait a few days or even weeks, and we'll point out which ones need urgent attention. Step 2. Obtain copies of the death certificate. One of the first practical steps is to get multiple copies of the death certificate. This document is like a key that unlocks many of the financial processes you'll need to complete. You'll typically need certified copies for things like closing bank accounts, transferring property, or claiming life insurance. Here's how it works. After a death, the funeral home or medical professional usually reports it to the local government, and you can request certified copies from the county clerk's office or vital records office in the state where your parent passed away. We recommend getting at least 10 to 15 copies because many institutions require originals, not photocopies. Each copy might cost a small fee, usually between $10 and $20, so factor that into your planning. Keep these in a safe place like a locked file cabinet, and only send them out when required. Step 3. Notify key institutions. Once you have the death certificate, it's time to start notifying institutions. This step is important to prevent fraud, stop unnecessary payments, and begin settling your parents' financial affairs. Here's a rundown of who to contact. Social Security Administration. If your parent was receiving Social Security benefits, you'll need to notify the SSA. Call their toll-free number or visit their website to report the death. If benefits were paid after the date of death, you may need to return those funds, so don't spend them. If your parent was married, their spouse might be eligible for survivor benefits, so ask about that when you call. Banks and financial institutions. Contact any banks or credit unions where your parent had accounts. You'll likely need the death certificate and proof that you're authorized to act on the estate's behalf, which we'll cover in a bit. For now, ask the bank to freeze the accounts to prevent unauthorized transactions. Credit card companies. Notify credit card issuers to close accounts or transfer them if a surviving spouse was a joint card holder. This also helps stop any recurring charges, like subscriptions, that might still be active. Insurance providers. If your parent had life insurance, contact the provider to start the claims process. You'll need the policy number and a death certificate. If they had health, auto, or homeowners insurance, notify those companies too, to cancel or transfer policies as needed. Employer or pension providers. If your parent was employed or receiving a pension, reach out to their employer or pension administrator. They can guide you on any final paychecks, retirement benefits, or survivor benefits. This step can feel like a lot, but you don't have to do it all at once. Make a list of institutions and tackle 1 or 2 a day to keep it manageable. Step 4. Locate important documents. Next, you'll need to gather your parents' key financial and legal documents. This can feel like a treasure hunt, but it's critical for moving forward. Here's what to look for. Will or trust. If your parent had a will or trust, it outlines how they wanted their assets distributed. Check their home, safe deposit box, or with their attorney. If there's no will, don't panic. State laws, called intestacy laws, will determine how assets are distributed, but we'll get to that later. Financial account information. Look for bank statements, investment account details, retirement accounts, and any safe deposit box keys. Insurance policies. Find life insurance, health insurance, and property insurance policies. Deeds and titles. Locate property deeds, car titles, or other ownership documents. Tax returns. Gather the last few years of tax returns. If you're not sure where to start, check common places like a home office, filing cabinet, or even a digital folder on their computer. If your parent worked with an attorney or financial advisor, they might have copies of these documents. Step 5. Understand your role in the estate. Now let's talk about your role in managing your parents' estate. If they had a will, it likely names an executor, someone responsible for carrying out their wishes. If you're that person, you'll need to file the will with the local probate court, which we'll explain in a moment. If there's a trust, a trustee will manage those assets, and that might also be you. If there's no will, the court will appoint an administrator, often a close family member, to handle the estate. If you're stepping into one of these roles, your job is to manage assets, pay debts, and distribute what's left to heirs. It's a big responsibility, but you can do this, and we'll break it down. Step 6. Navigate the probate process. Probate is the legal process of settling an estate, and it's where things can get a bit complex. If your parent had a will, probate ensures their wishes are followed. If there's no will, probate follows state laws to distribute assets. Here's a quick overview. File the will. If there's a will, the executor files it with the probate court, usually in the county where your parent lived. You'll need the death certificate and possibly other documents, like a petition to open probate. Inventory assets. The court will ask for a list of your parents' assets. Think bank accounts, real estate, cars, and personal property. You may need to get appraisals for things like homes or valuable collectibles. Pay debts and taxes. Before assets can be distributed, the estate must pay any outstanding debts, like credit card balances, medical bills, or mortgages. You'll also need to file a final income tax return for your parent, and possibly an estate tax return, though federal estate taxes only apply to very large estates, typically over $13 million as of recent laws. Distribute assets. Once debts and taxes are settled, the remaining assets are distributed to heirs according to the will or state law. If your parent had a trust, some assets might avoid probate, which can speed things up. If this feels overwhelming, consider hiring a probate attorney to guide you. Step 7. Manage ongoing bills and expenses. While probate is underway, you'll need to keep up with ongoing expenses, like utility bills, mortgage payments, or property taxes for your parents' home. If you're the executor or administrator, you can often use estate funds to cover these costs, but check with the probate court first. Also, keep an eye out for automatic payments like streaming services or gym memberships that might still be active. Cancel these to avoid draining estate funds. If your parent had a surviving spouse, help them update bills to their name to ensure continuity. Step 8. Handle retirement and investment accounts. Retirement accounts, like IRAs or 401(k)s, and investment accounts often have specific rules for what happens after the owner passes away. Here's what to do. Check for beneficiaries. Many accounts have designated beneficiaries, which means those assets can pass directly to the named person without going through probate. Contact the account provider to confirm beneficiaries and start the transfer process. Understand tax implications. If you inherit a retirement account, there may be tax rules to follow. For example, non-spouse beneficiaries often need to withdraw funds within 10 years, and withdrawals may be taxable. Talk to a tax professional to avoid surprises. Roll over or close accounts. If you're a spouse inheriting a retirement account, you might have the option to roll it into your own IRA. For other heirs, you'll likely need to transfer or close the account. This step can be tricky, so don't hesitate to reach out to the account provider's customer service or a financial advisor for guidance. Hey, if you're finding this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Step 9. Address real estate and personal property. If your parent owned a home, car, or other significant property, you'll need to decide what to do with it. Real estate. If the home is paid off, you might sell it, transfer it to heirs, or keep it in the family. If there's a mortgage, check if it's transferable or needs to be paid off. You may need a real estate agent or attorney to help with transfers or sales. Personal property. Items like furniture, jewelry, or collectibles can be distributed according to the will or family agreement. If there's no will, state law or family discussions will guide who gets what. Cars. Transfer car titles to the new owner or sell the vehicle. Check with your state's DMV for specific requirements, which usually include the death certificate and proof of your authority as executor. If multiple heirs are involved, try to communicate openly to avoid conflicts. This might sound unexpected, but the loss of a parent is a good time to review your own financial plans. Create or update your will. If you don't have a will, now's the time to make one. Name beneficiaries. Double-check that your bank accounts, retirement accounts, and insurance policies have up-to-date beneficiaries. Organize documents. Make it easy for your family by keeping your financial documents in one place, like a labeled folder or digital vault. Consider life insurance. If you don't have life insurance, think about whether it makes sense for your situation. Step 11. Watch out for scams and fraud. Sadly, after a death, scammers may try to take advantage. Verify debts. Only pay debts after confirming they're legitimate. Monitor accounts. Keep an eye on your parents' bank and credit card statements for unauthorized transactions. Protect personal information. Don't share your parents' social security number, account numbers, or other sensitive details unless you're certain the request is legitimate. You don't have to do this alone. Depending on the complexity of your parents' estate, you might want to work with professionals like probate attorney. They can guide you through the legal process, file paperwork, and resolve disputes. Tax professional. They can help with final tax returns and any estate tax questions. Financial advisor. They can assist with managing inherited assets or planning your own finances. Grief counselor. If the emotional weight is heavy, a counselor can provide support. Hiring professionals might cost money, but it can save you time and stress, especially for complex estates. Ask for recommendations from family or friends, or check with your state's bar association for reputable attorneys. Step 13. Take care of yourself and your family. We mentioned this at the start, but it's worth repeating. Take care of yourself and your family during this time. Set realistic goals, like handling 1 or 2 tasks a day, and lean on your support system. If you're working with siblings or other relatives, try to communicate openly to avoid misunderstandings. If you're feeling stuck, consider joining a support group or talking to a therapist. There's no shame in asking for help. It's a sign of strength. Losing a parent is never easy, and managing their financial affairs can feel like a daunting task. But by breaking it down into steps, getting the death certificate, notifying institutions, gathering documents, and navigating probate, you can handle this with confidence. We hope this guide has given you a clear roadmap to follow and a sense that you're not alone in this process. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one financial step you've taken or plan to take after losing a loved one? Your experiences could help someone else going through this. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with more practical advice. Thanks for joining us today. We're sending you strength and support as you navigate this journey. Until next time, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.